Hi everyone, welcome into this week's my weekly CBS Fix. This week's video is dedicated once again as a refuah shlema for Yisrael Amicha ben Sarah. Amicha, we're thinking about you all the time. Get better. In this week's parsha, Parshas Nasso, we find what seems to be a contradiction when it comes to how to use wine. There's a number of topics talked about, but there's two that were juxtaposed, put together. The parsha, the topic of sota, and the topic of the nazir. The sota is a woman who was suspected of infidelity, and the process that she had to undergo through was that she was brought to the temple and she was made to look completely not nice, and she went through this humiliating process for her. The Nazir is somebody who takes a Nazirite vow, a level of holiness, and one of the things he's not allowed to do is he's not allowed to drink wine. So our sages tell us that the reason why these two topics are put together is to teach us that anyone who sees a sota woman in her degradation should abstain himself from wine. So the question is that from the sota part, it seems that the fact that he sees something bad, like the sota woman, he needs to quickly put something into place in order to make sure that he himself doesn't come to sin. And so therefore he abstains from wine, and meaning the woman drank wine. That's what allowed her heart to become loose. She followed her heart instead of following her mind. And so therefore, in order to make sure we don't do that, so therefore it's best to abstain from drinking wine. At the same time, the Nazir, one of his mitzvos is when he is a Nazir, when he takes on this vow of being a Nazirite, is that he's not allowed to drink wine for 30 days. And that shows his level of holiness. Yet, when it came time for him to bring a sacrifice after those 30 days, he had to bring a sin offering. And our sages tell us that sin offering was because he abstained from something that he didn't really have to abstain from something good, which was wine. So the question obviously is, which one is it? Can wine be a bad thing and lead a person to sin as it did with the sota, and therefore I should take it upon myself if I see it? Or is wine a good thing that really can bring a person joy and allow himself to serve Hashem in greater joy? So one of the answers is given is that it really depends on who you are. If you're the type of person that's looking at things that you shouldn't be looking at, and you see a sota b'kalkula, a sota in her degradation, and you either look at things that are bad, or you find yourself being tempted to look at the wrong things, so you must take something upon yourself in order that your actions should speak louder than your words. If you act upon it, then it'll certainly help you conquer whatever ill thing it is that you're doing. However, if somebody is not tempted in the wrong way, but rather his mind is constantly on how to serve Hashem better, and so therefore Hashem tells him, this type of person, you can really serve Hashem even better with wine. You get more in the mood, you can sing to Hashem, you can dance, you can be jubilant, you can be so happy about the millions of things that you can be happy about in this world. And so therefore, the Torah is speaking to each and every one of us, because sometimes we're dual. Sometimes we're really happy, and sometimes we find ourselves maybe looking at the wrong things or having the wrong outlook, the wrong approach, and looking at things in the wrong way. And so therefore, it's really a lesson for both of us. Sometimes for all of us, sometimes we can be on this level, sometimes we can be on that level. Of course, Hashem only wants us to be on the secondary level, but Hashem knows that we're human, and at the same time, He's giving us a way out in order to be able to, at any stage that we're at, be able to keep it balanced in order that we should be able to serve Him at all times. Hashem does expect us to sin, but even though He expects us to sin, He expects us to figure out a way to balance it out. And sometimes that balance that we do find is sometimes the greatest joy, and we can drink to that. Have a great Shabbos. Thank you for listening.